for those who work in low-skilled labor sector.
Several studies show that black Americans are disproportionately harmed by mass immigration and amnesty. I know that. Why do you suppose so-called lawmakers are ignoring these facts?
Well, I think there's a lot of competing evidence out there. I know the Congressional Budget Office came out with a report basically saying that, hey, within 10 years, most of these folks will wind up being a boon on the economy because they'll pay taxes. Well, I think it's important to remember that the Senate bill provides a pathway to citizenship that doesn't allow these individuals to become citizens until 13 years out. And there have been competing studies out there that show that if you take a look at what happens after 13 years, this is when all of these folks will begin to be eligible for Obamacare and various means-tested programs. So actually there are a number of studies that show that the legalization path would actually become a huger deficit and drain on the economy, which makes good sense to me. If you've got individuals that are going to be largely working in the low-skilled labor market, it does not make good sense to assume that they would be paying more in taxes than they're taking out in benefits and services. So I think that if you see a large-scale legalization, what you're going to see is you're going to see situations where it's more difficult for Americans to find jobs, and they will have reduced wages when they do. And I think that's been widely supported. You can take a look right now at the number of Americans working in the U.S. labor force. Right now, we're down to 63%, one of the lowest wage participation rates that we've seen since 1963. So, I think you're going to continue to see Americans being pushed out of the labor force, which is a very unfortunate and very avoidable situation, which is why we stand in such strong opposition to this bill.
What is the key message of the March for Jobs?
Well, we are trying to say that we want for Congress to listen to us, listen to American workers, and understand that we know the impact that a large-scale legalization will have on poor American workers, and it will have a disproportionate negative impact on African-American workers. Again, right now you've got 1 in 7 blacks is unemployed. You've got a black unemployment rate that's double that of the national average. So what we're saying is, if you care about poverty, and many of these folks say that they do, or if you care about welfare, or a number of these other means-tested programs, you've got to ensure that there are a sufficient number of jobs for folks who are already here. So we're saying before we have any discussions of amnesties or pathways to citizenships or legalization or any of these things, we have to make a determination that we've got a sufficient number of jobs for our own workers, and we've got to have immigration policies that put American citizens back to work. So because of that, we're hosting this march on July 15th, next Monday, and we will be meeting at Freedom Plaza right downtown Washington, D.C. at 9:30 a.m. And we plan to march to Upper Senate Park. We've got some fantastic speakers like Senator Ted Cruz and Colonel Allen West and a number on the right and left. We think it's going to be a fantastic day, and I hope some of your listeners are able to come out and join us.
Leah, who's speaking at the March for Jobs rally?
Oh, we have so many wonderful, just a power-packed lineup. We've got C.L. Bryant, K. Carl Smith, Senator Ted Cruz, former Congressman Allen West, and State Senator Elbert Guillory. I mean, just a number of fantastic, powerful speakers, and many, many more. We know it's going to be a wonderful day, great opportunity for people to come out and make sure that their voices are heard on this issue. So we would just urge your listeners, check us out, take a look at our website. We're at www.dcmarchforjobs.com, all spelled out, and see how they feel about this immigration issue. We feel very strongly that this may be one of our last chances to impact the House of Representatives as they meet to discuss the immigration and the way the nation will move forward with its immigration laws. So just telling your folks to come on out, take a look, and we'll have a fantastic day.
Leah, where can my listeners read more about this?
You can visit our website.